Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And yes, we have to say once again, the police are not your friends. We've covered this pair before. This was when they were first sort of discovered, and then they were charged, and then they've had to wait to go to court. Well, today was their court day. It didn't last long. There was no jury. They simply pled guilty. We'll go over it very quickly, but it just goes to show again, it's again with the Met Police, and these are the kind of people that you find in the police, in the Met particularly, but all over. They're all awful, terrible people. You can never trust them, and you can certainly never trust them anywhere near children. So let's go in, have a look at this, and just weep for the fact that we cannot have a half-decent police service in this country anymore. It is disgusting, and it's filled with degenerate filth like this. So anyway, here goes. Right, well, I've not put the headline up because it contains certain words YouTube don't like, and it's awful. But I want you to imagine it's like the worst kind of thing. But you'll know that I can't use certain words, but again, use your imagination. You'll get there. You'll understand everything I say. Plus, if you do it, you can read it here. 2 retired Metropolitan Police officers, because it's always the bloody Met, isn't it, have confessed to a 3-year-old images plot with a serving Met Chief Inspector, who's found passed away before he could be charged. He went into his shed, put the rope round, did us all a favour. Jack Addis, 63, and Jeremy Laxton, 62, pled guilty at Southwark Crown Court on Thursday to a charge of conspiring with Richard Watkinson, the one who done himself in, to distribute or show images. Terrible, terrible images. The pictures, which were found on a computer hard drive, included 2,516 of the very worst category of these kind of images. And this is where the courts are a joke. Laxton also pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making these images and possession of cannabis, which that says nothing crime. And then he was released on bail, pending sentencing in June. A man like this, and they released him on bail. They released him back onto the streets where there's children. What kind of a joke do we have sitting in courts these days? Why aren't the judges looking at these monsters and locking them up straight away? Say, no, you ain't having bail. You're going to bloody jail, so you might as well start now. I want you off the street. I want you away from children because I need to protect society from people like you. Anyway, Watkinson, who was a serving Met Chief Inspector for Neighbourhood Policing at the West Area Command Unit, and I mentioned them in the video yesterday when they had a different policeman from Essex, but still in the West Area Command Unit, having to go to jail for, let's just say, being touchy with a very young person. God, it's hard to do this. And he's not the only one. There's also another pair that are currently being done in the same command unit. West Area Command Unit is an absolute filth hole of degenerate tossers, really. Anyway, he was found passed away in his Buckinghamshire home on January the 12th. His death has been treated as unexplained but not suspicious. Basically, it is explicable. He himself. Nobody actually wanted to say, but it's all come out. Anyway, according to the charge, the 3 men conspired to distribute or show these images to each other between January the 1st, 2018 and July the 10th, 2021. The images that were found on the computer hard drive included a lot, I'm not going to go through them all, a lot of the very worst kind, alongside a lot of the not quite so bad but still terrible side, and then a lot of the still bloody awful but lesser so of the third kind. Laxton from Grantham in Links also pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making images of a child. Laxton from Grantham in Links also pleaded guilty of 3 counts of making these images. Possession of a prohibited image, possession of an extreme image, and possession of cannabis. We don't care about that. Several images included 6,086. This is Laxton. 6,086. Category A. The very, very worst. In fact, I'm just looking at this. There's nearly 14,000 images. And 56 extremes. 7 prohibited. These are grossly offensive images. I can't even read half of this because of what's said. He further admitted a charge of intentionally encouraging or assisting the commission of the offence of misconduct in the public office between the 1st of December 2019 and May the 1st, 2021. The court heard Laxton, who appeared in the dock wearing dark grey suit, has previously pleaded guilty to similar offences at Lincoln Crown Court, while Addis from Perthshire is a serving prisoner in Scotland. So these people have already been prosecuted for this once, doing it again, and the judge releases him onto the streets. The other one not so much, because he's already in jail for the first time he's done this. Judge Tony Baumgartner adjourned the sentencing to a date to be fixed and granted Laxton conditional bail ahead of the next hearing on June the 23rd. So it's like 3.5, 4 weeks away. That's 4 weeks that man can be on the street, getting ever so close to children. What the hell is wrong with that judge? Anyway, the judge said, a lengthy custodial sentence is inevitable, but I will extend bail again to allow him to put his life in order. I've got to say 3 words there. Fuck his life. I mean, really, what? Never mind, he's done all this. Tough. He goes to jail there and then if he hasn't got his ducks in a row and his life in order by now. He never will. He's in his 60s. Anyway, his bail conditions include residence at his home address, to surrender his passport and not apply for documents to travel outside of England and Wales, that he has no contact with children apart from named family members. So that means still allowed contact with children. And to inform police of any digital devices. Like he's going to do that anyway. What is wrong with these judges? At the defendant's first appearance at Westminster Magistrates Court earlier this year, prosecutor Edward Franklin said some of the images discovered in the investigation were of the highest end of Category A. In other words, not just the worst of the worst, but actually the very, very worst of the worst of the worst. So, I mean, it boggles the mind. I can't even think what kind of things that would be going on that kind of level. I mean, is it my naive, innocent mind? I don't know. I can't even contemplate. Watkinson had been suspended from duty following his arrest in 2021 and was that day due to answer bail to be charged with conspiracy, as well as 3 counts of making indecent images, voyeurism and 2 counts of misconduct in public office. Commander John Saville previously said Watkinson was facing extremely serious and concerning charges as a result of the painstaking and thorough police investigation. Anyway, they sent a couple of... He missed the meeting. They sent a couple of policemen around and they found him dangling, which is what those two should be doing. There should be a lot more of them dangling. Anyway, I'm going to round off and come up because it upsets me so much. I mean, we have here a perfect example of why the rope is such an excellent device. One of those guys is currently in prison. He's actually being prosecuted for these crimes, but he's actually currently in prison for similar crimes that he's committed before. And then the judge lets this one out again. Now, you see, if after the first time this happened, you don't go to jail, but you wander across, the yard, up 3, 4, 5 steps, then there's a little thing, you put your head through it, a little rope, and then you wait until you hear this, and that'll be the last thing you ever hear. Well, the great thing about that is, firstly, it is an adequate punishment, but secondly, there's no recidivism. You don't get out after that and go and do it again. And so children are definitely protected. And I think that is where we need to go. That is definitely the way to go. Because that way it's guarantees. Now, it won't guarantee that the next child won't get harmed, but it does guarantee that nobody else will ever get harmed by that person. And that's how it needs to be. Very unpopular, sometimes a very unpopular sort of position to hold that you agree with, dangling. But I think some people, the world is definitely better off without them. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. Tell me, but tell me why you disagree. Tell me why you think these people deserve to live. It's not, and I'm not causing a fight. I'm genuinely interested. Maybe you can change my mind. I don't know, but I personally think that some crimes it does absolutely, deserve. That's how it is. So anyway, I shall stop there. It's a horrible bloody thing. I hate having to do videos like this, and I have to do them so much because cops and generally police are bad. They seem to be an awful lot of bad ones, and we keep having them up here, which is why I do so many videos. Anyway, I'll stop now. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like what you see in here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, please share the video. Definitely leave a like, very helpful. And I will say one thing more before I go, and that is, I know that not all policemen are like this, but enough of them are that the ones that don't say anything, they don't help the cause. So policemen who see things like this, police who recognise anything, and it doesn't have to be this kind of crime, it's any crime. For God's sake, speak up and speak out and improve the image of the police. Anyway, till next time, stay safe, stay well, For God's sake, don't get involved with the police if you can avoid it, and goodbye.